As a nurse, I repeatedly saw the devastating harms that outrageously high prescription drug prices had on my patients. I saw our healthcare system prioritize their profits over my patients. I saw drug manufacturers like AbbVie line their pockets with cash while my patients suffered. We can't continue to let Big Pharma keep getting rich on life-saving medicines that people need to survive. And we're talking about survival of humans. Humira is currently the top selling drug in the United States and the world. In 2020, Humira's US net revenues were roughly double that of the second highest selling drug in the United States, which is Merck's cancer drug Keytruda. Mr. Gonzalez, what share of your company's overall sales revenues comes from Humira?
About 40% now.
40% now, okay. According to an article, thank you, published earlier this year in the journal Nature, Humira accounts for nearly 60% of AbbVie's sales. That's what was documented there. Humira has delivered your company over 170 billion in worldwide net revenue since launching in 2003. 2/3 of their revenue, or 107 billion, has come from the US market alone, even though Humira is the top selling drug in the world, due in large part to AbbVie's price increases for Humira. A study of prices from 2017 found that in the US, Humira is 3 times more expensive than the drug in Germany and 4 times more expensive than in Switzerland. Mr. Gonzalez, is there any difference between the brand drug here versus in different countries?
There's not a significant difference. They are manufactured in different kinds of facilities. A US drug would be manufactured in an FDA regulated facility, and a European drug may have been manufactured in a different facility that wasn't FDA regulated, but the general drug is the same.
General drug is the same. So so the difference is it matters what facility manufactured it, so that changes the price up 3-4 times for.
No, I'm sorry. I didn't mean for you to conclude that. Okay. What causes the differences in price is essentially socialized healthcare systems mandate what price you're allowed to sell the drug at. And as a manufacturer, you only have 2 choices. You either accept that price or you deny the population of that country the benefits of your medicine. And that's an impossible choice. Can you imagine a cancer drug not providing the population of a country that drug because you don't like the price? But that's the fundamental challenge with socialized medicine systems. And that does force the US to pay far more of the innovation costs of our industry. That is a reality.
So that's what it is. So we're picking up the slack. If you can sell this, I just feel if you sell the same exact drug elsewhere for a fraction of the price, there's no reason that people should be forced to pay high prices here, such high prices. But let me put up a graph on the screen using data from AbbVie's SEC filings. This graph shows Humira's annual US net revenue from 2003 to today. As the graph shows, each year AbbVie set a new record. Each year, a new record for Humira revenue in the United States. The profits are staggering. On my own staff, we have someone who used Humira for 6 years. His medication would have cost nearly $1 million for 6 years, if not for his insurance plan, and his family would have repeatedly gone bankrupt trying to keep him stable because of your predatory pricing schemes had he not been insured. The story is the same for AbbVie's other blockbusting drug, Imbruvica, which it jointly markets with Janssen Biotech. I'd like to show another graph showing the US net revenue for Imbruvica. Since 2013, AbbVie and Janssen have together generated $16 billion in net revenue from Imbruvica. More than 1/4 of this amount, or $4.3 billion, came from sales in 2020 alone. During that period, AbbVie raised the price of the drug 9 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times. Mr. Gonzalez, has the drug's efficacy dramatically improved 9 times? Yeah, you could just yes or no that question for me.
The drug is basically the same drug.
Thank you. We all want to incentivize the development of new medicines. We do. But there's a difference between turning a profit and profiteering off of patients and families all over the world. Mr. Gonzalez, last question. Will you commit to lowering the price of Humira and Imbruvica in the United States? This is just a yes or no.
No, I can't commit to that, but if you'll allow me one more minute. I think we're aligned in that we want to be part of the solution to lower costs, out-of-pocket costs for patients. And what I would tell you is when I look at Medicare Part D, I'll use Imbruvica as an example. To make Imbruvica affordable to patients on Medicare Part D, it's literally 50 times more out-of-pocket costs on Medicare Part D than any other insurance vehicle. To make it affordable under the current structure of Part D, you would have to lower the price of Imbruvica by 98%. 98% to make the out-of-pocket affordable for a patient.
Right.
What that tells you is the structure of Part D's out-of-pocket is not built for these kinds of medicines.
Yeah, as a
Gentlemen,
nurse, I had to work with
gentlelady's
that.
time has expired.